So what we have now? Have this patch, right? Right. This one. Great. Great. Yes. Hmm. So again, yeah, lots of creative freedom. Mm, so basically, what we had to do right now, we need this point, all this cloth material, we need to be rotating from this point. So we need to create cutout for all that part, I guess, right? No, for all that part, for all that part, excluding this part, this part. So the palm of the hand will be in front and the cloth piece will be on the back. Yes. So let's try and do it. Again, what I'm doing right now is not brain science, just mimicking the length of the cloth as I think it will look through the hand. Sometimes it's a more complex object, so I even draw some lines to guide me. Sometimes I even find some anatomical errors or errors with perspective. But you know, people take creative freedoms, and if it works, it works. So who am I to judge? Let's see. Computer is yeah. So left mouse and mouse button click and control lets me drag the specific tangent to where I need it to be. So from here to here, I guess, right? Right. Hmm. So like some part of a shadow, I guess. Hmm. I don't know. Anyway, so let's make a selection. Let's let's copy it on top of this part. So Control J. Yes. Now we want to smudge everything with the same pixels as the cloth. So that's pretty easy, right? I'm turning the strength to 100%, so now I basically can just draw with the smudge tool. So look at that. This is a shape, right? So with smudge tool, smudging it with lower strength, right? But if I will smudge it 100% strength, look what happens. I can literally draw with the pushed pixels. So here's Gregory. Greg, right? It's also given us an interesting effect. Yeah, so this old technique for retouching images can pretty much benefit us all the way in completing similar pixels and simulating the way that people drew without knowing how to draw. Yes, so let's try it. Oh. I'm holding shift and dragging the mouse all the way up. So that's all, right? Simple. So we have this piece. Now we need the fingers to be in front of this piece. So we're just creating the front part of those fingers. Yes, like so. Trying to be precise, I guess, right? Like so, for the simplicity's sake. And cutting it out. So now we have this part, right? This part. Stay with me, do not try to not be confused. This part and this part. So just copy and paste it in place. Control Shift V, I guess. This part I do not need anymore. Again. Need to complete it, the patch with this part of the claw. Right? Right. Cool. All that part of the head I will take and cut it to a separate layer. This will be behind, like so, right? We'll smudge a little bit extra inside this mode, in those pixels, so we can have, yeah. If I wanted, I also could cut it even more, but we shall not do it right now. Palm, palm, or hand 3, 2, 1, we can call it. Okay, so we have this part, we have the patch, we have the cloth behind. Also, we can do it behind the patch if you want, so that way we can control more easily this part. Okay. If we still have some excess of material, we can smudge it like so, of similar color, right? We can try and smudge it outwards. Yeah, it still look okay. Yes. This part I can just erase. I mostly till now worked with the mouse, but this part below the brush size, I will delete the old-fashioned way with the eraser tool. Cool. So, what do we have now? Have some kind of weird artifact here. Let me just delete it. Yeah, cool. So, what else should we do? Right now we have this part of the cloth. So, for the overlapping motion, what are the main key poses that we need to hit so the cloth will look convincing? We can do it like in sprite animation way, or we can do it in the cutout way. Both of them is cut out, but you will see what I mean in a sec. We have three cloths, right? Just hide this one. Cloth number one starts the movement in this first position. We can change this position later. Cloth number two hits that position. Where our puppet warp? We need to puppet warp. It's this position. So then S curve, right? C curve or S curve. Let's try to do it S curve, right? Cool. So 1, 2, and now we need to create a C curve to look like puppet warp, puppet warp, right? Yes. Need to select the correct layer, I guess, right? Let's try it again, puppet warp. And C curve. Also, we can reverse it. So those are basically the two main shapes that we need to achieve, need to hit in order to get a smooth animation. This is my wife coughing in the background. Poor thing, we all are sick. So, we'll undo some things changed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's cut it in three parts or four parts. Let's cut it into three parts. So the upper part will be so, I guess, right? The middle part will be so. Yeah. Even bigger. That's what she said. Bigger. Like so. And we will smudge this part a little bit better. Like so. Let's try it this way. Select transform selection. Showing you some tools of the trade, some secrets you can follow. And smudge this puppy out. Yeah. And lower the strength and smudge it even more. So we're just softening the hard edge, cushioning it so it can curve better. Let's see how it works. Come on, dude. You can do it. I believe in you. I don't want to pivot. Anyway, let's pivot it like this. So you can see the effect, basically, right? Trust me, it looks better. You already saw this example, right? So we'll try to do even better job if we can on top of it. What will happen? It kills me that I can't pivot. Why? Strange. Anyway. Call it T1 for tie 1 or cloth 1, I don't know. T2, not Terminator 2, not Terminator 1, and T3, Terminator 3. Yeah, something like that. Again, doing same trick as before, for time's sake, doing it like so. Spend less time on it. And like so. This is done basically with a mouse right now, just pushing and smudging pixels from side to side. Afterwards, we have this part. Try to curve it a little bit, right? So it won't be so harsh while rotating it. Yeah, something like that. It looks okay, I guess. Here I need to do it like so. Yeah. So I guess this is it. I don't like this samurai sword like katana angled shape, but this is the design, and if you work on something and you want to change something, first of all, ask your superiors, ask the project manager, and see, and the art director, of course, and see if they will be willing to change those stuff. But most of the time, you take creative freedoms uh, with your experience, and people are counting on you. So if it looks good, it looks good. But it is always best to ask before, from my experience. This I will call tie 0, right? So we have patch, the background. What we have in the background? This one. So we're basically good to go. I will do the same. I will use the same project as before. Just save this PSD because I didn't do it, so always save. It's a good practice. Girl tie, I guess this is the way you write tie. Again, not a native English speaker, but I guess you know what I mean. And now we need to export it to some kind of folder. You see some project of mine. This is the fate of my little kid when he was born. Got born. So let's create a folder. Let's call it girl tie, and we will export all our Photoshop files in here, this URL basically. So there's a rule in game engines that everything needs to be in a power of 2. So 256K on 256K, 112 on 112, 1024 on 1024, and 2048 on 2048, etc. But I will show you the power of the atlas. So we will basically put it all in one atlas, right? I will do a quick export as PNG because PNG has better quality. Now we have all those images. Now I'm using a plugin called Texture Packer. It's not free, but I highly recommend to use it. It's like 40 bucks for live for one seat. And it's an industry standard to use it. Like everyone using it, even Blizzard. And if it's good enough for Blizzard, it's good enough for me. So let's do a new texture packer project, right? Right. And drag all our materials, all our assets here. Okay, so he will ask us, we want to save the project. Where do we want to save the project? So go grow tie, and this is the file that we see like a PSV. We can edit it from here at any time, so it will be saved locally on a hard drive or whatever for a backup, or everything that needs to be changed, we can change it from this file. So we call it grow tie, and it will be a .tps file extension. TPS is texture packer, basically. This is their extension file. So this is what we have. Let's turn it, I don't know, let's do like 1K, yeah, cool. So right from the get-go, we don't need to do anything, we just save it, and we want to publish it. So let's create a new project, new Unity project. So I go into Unity Hub, doing add, sorry, doing new. Right now we shall use 2021, because why not? And 2D project, right? We should call it grow tie. And the location seems fine to me. And we will await it to open up the Unity engine. Oh, sorry, it's already late. Lots of stuff to do. By the way, write me in the comments what do you think. Should I make a YouTube channel so I can similar content and break apart, so I can maybe do some videos there, and this way gather a community that would be interested in my Udemy course, or should it be like casual from time to time in somewhere in the web, like LinkedIn? So write me in the comment what do you think would be cool. By the way, I would stop the video right now, but I don't want to edit anything because I'm lazy that way, and it's already late. Maybe I will edit it out later, all this waiting time. But basically, Unity is building all the necessary stuff right now, so we can work. By the way, now we are using a new project, so I guess we need to download the texture packer package from the Unity Asset Store. So it's a good A good opportunity for me to showcase how it's done for those of you that will be stuck, and I promise you, you will be stuck with that. And ask yourself why it doesn't work. Yeah, so for now we can talk a little bit about optimization. Atlases have one draw call because it's all the atlas is 1K, is 124 or 124. So if we will pack all the images in one atlas, we will have only one draw call. So that way we are optimized with space and will occupy less computing power. So me basically for animation, right? Love to do like so. I'm toggling off the grid visibility, also those two. Now I'm creating some stuff, so follow me along. I'm creating the canvas, right? Dragging it to the bottom. Use the settings I'm using. I won't be going in details why I do what I do. Let's use some, I don't know, basic canvas, I guess. Split the screen. I don't think we even need it, but X, iPhone X, Pro Max. Okay. So we have this thingy. Now in the canvas, I need to create a UI image element, and we will call it background. Let's see. For now, I do not care about responsiveness, but basically, if you want it to stretch to the side, we will use this one. But now I want the background to be on everything. Also toggling on and off, I'm using a keyboard shortcut. You can use keyboard shortcuts and change the keyboard to your liking. Another pro tip, I guess. Use shortcuts. Always fine. So now we have our scene. Let's just save our scene, right? And we'll create another folder and we call it prefabs. Prefabs. And in this folder, we also be storing the correct path for the texture packer project. This is how we use the correct path. So girl tile assets double slash girl tie, right, dot png and pg dyslexic png. Yeah, cool. So it has to be of a png file. Basically we want to create a png atlas. Now he wants us to change to a TP sheet. Yes, so this is what we did. Again, saving and then publishing. So he has been done. He has done publishing. Now you can see this. Wait. No. I don't want it here. I want it inside the prefabs. I don't like it. Let's try it again. So you have the prefab folder, right? New girl type. So this is the hierarchy. So maybe we did something wrong with the hierarchy. So let's try again. Yeah, we did name shorter path. Yes. Save, publish. Now we should see it in the correct path. prefabs. Again, outside. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. Okay, so now everything is in one image. What we need to do is change from single mode to multiply. That way, and hit apply. It should cut our atlas. So exactly what I wanted to go with you for, because it's a new project, and if you have if you had been working on a project with simultaneous team, they will push and make sure that texture packer will be a integral part of the project. So for now, this is not so because it's a new project. So we need to download it from the package manager. Let's look for texture packer. Texture. So I don't really know how it's called. What we can we do? We can use the asset store, right? Open package. I don't know what he wants. So let's close the asset store and go online, right? So I'm going online, creating a new tab, texture packer unity asset store. The second link, add to my assets, continuing, I guess. No, this is not the correct user. This is the correct user, right? Right. So again, texture. Sorry. Now it should work. Bear with me for a sec. Accept latest update, blah blah blah. They're always doing updates, so it's cool. So now I'm opening it in our Unity package manager, waiting for to be found. Okay, great. So I'm doing import, right? Install upgrade. Okay, let's install upgrade. Now what do we have in this package? I don't need the test files, right? So all the examples files I do not need. All the readme files I do not need. We need only that. So I'm doing import. After I'm importing it, it already need to recognize my atlas file as not a single image with another images in it, and basically automatically cut it out for us. Two separate sprites. That's it in one atlas. So let's see if it works. Cool. So now we have several images, and it's changed from single to multiply. Great. So let us begin working. First and foremost, we need to change the background, right? Preserve aspect. Sprite. Oh, that sucks. Should be more like so, I guess. Anyway, let us not bother with this. We can even close this window. Right? Right. Cool. So this is our image. Let's save it. Again, it's done by Carlos Ortega, Elizeldale. What? Elizeldale again. Fuck my life. So we are copying the background image and calling the palm. By the way, a good practice is always to have a reference image to put it on top of that image, and basically we should do it this way. So let's do it this way, right? By the way, I can provide this PSD file if you want. Just write in comments. I can provide this PSD file. This one I call reference. I guess this is how we call it. Also export in a PNG as a PNG, and again reference, right? Okay, this one is bigger. That's what she said. Then the file atlas. So I'm just making it smaller. This is basically the way that you would make something smaller in Photoshop, but you can do it also from texture packer, so it's rather convenient. Try it like 8. No, like 8, right? So let's reduce this to 8. Great. Again, save. Publish texture tool 1. This is just a temporary file. Also, we just could drag it straight to the Unity. I don't know what I did or why I didn't do it so, but at least we learned something. So I have this background. This is our reference, and here I just lowering it down so we could see what we are doing, right? Background ref, we shall call it, right? And now what we need to do is call the palm, right? And let us start building our hierarchy. Change the pivot of the object also, right? So I'm trying to be as more precise as I can. Also uh, downing the color a bit so I can be more precise. This is, by the way, the tedious process. Like if you use the new PSD importer, PSB importer, it already will import everything like the PSD importer that we have in Spine, the animation software. So here we need to do everything manually. It's a bit time consuming, but again worth it. Worth it because it is an optimized process. We're basically mimicking the way that forward kinematics as opposed to IK inverse kinematic works. That means we will need to change limb by limb to have a final result. The rotation, the scale, the transform. Okay, so let's say that I'm fine with that for now. We shall call it palm. My computer going crazy with Hebrew. I'm from Israel, so yeah. Now I will use. Now I will use. Now I will use. Okay, you can use whatever you want. Let's try Taiwan, right? change its pivot. So, you know, can make it so, I guess, right? Yeah, change its pivot position here. Yeah, so just rescaling it to be more or less where it needed to be. So I guess like so, right? Call it Taiwan, not the place. Taiwan, I'm a joker. Tai2, yeah, Tai2 guys, real place. And again, just placing it here and scaling it, placing and scaling. There's nothing to it. Let's place it in under Taiwan, right? Because everything under is under, everything on top is rendered on the front. So maybe like so, right? Do it Steve, but that's what she said. And the final piece of it all. Oh, I have a mosquito. Yeah, dyslexic. Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we should call it done. And all those things we'll put in an empty game object. The empty game object is similar to a null reference in After Effects, for example. It's a way to hold and nest stuff inside. Die holder, and this is the good practice to have. Like it doesn't wait a lot, but first of all, don't forget to reposition it to the place that you need, because it also acts as a pivot guide. Now we can move everything together and pivot everything together, right? So it's pretty much cool, I guess. Let's see that we are okay. Cool. Now, what do we need now? I'm taking, duplicating the palm. Now we're working on the front side, right? And taking this little patch we had already crafted. Yeah, the patch basically be like so. Yeah, it can be a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Yeah, it's a recurrent event here. I really like The Office, the American one. But kudos to Ricky Gervais and Steve Carell for giving us this joy. Patch. Die. Try to preserve a good naming convention. Die patch. Or at least style of naming convention. Like capital letter and afterwards again capital letter. Or with spaces or without. Yeah. It's a good practice. And under the patch, I guess, we have the tie 0. Tie 0 wins. Yeah, that's right. Tie 0. True story. So, tie 0 will be pivot will be here, right? As we already previous, then it's supposed to work, I guess. Yeah. So, show. Mm-hmm. Like so. Cool. And I guess we're ready. I'm just shutting off. Okay, okay. See, it was a bit off. Was a bit off. So the hand is a little bit bigger than expected. So everything needs to change. Why the hand is a little bigger? Looks fine here. Hmm. Oh well. Yeah, I see the problem. See the problem, guys. Yeah, like so. Namaste to you too, sir. Okay, guess we're okay now, I guess, right? So let's try and animate this puppy out. Mm -mm 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 -mm. Home. Yes, so every time I use the palm, I will put the holder to be the child of the palm, so it will go together. Palm. Also, it stays 0 and the patch is part of the palm, right? No, not good. It's only the patch, I guess, right? With the patch. Hmm. Let's do it such as this right now. So we are standing on the canvas. We shall call it, I don't know, girl, rush, girl tie. Uh, and we will add an animator. We will use Control+6 to call the animation, or just Windows animation. You can see the shortcut there, so it's convenient. And again, go to the gold tie, stand on it, and create an animation. And he will ask us where to create the folder. So we go one folder back, the assets one, yeah, and we are creating a new folder, and we'll call it animations as such, and this will be girl tie for now, but basically it should have a name that describes the main action. Yes. So now we are ready to start.